Shalom, family. I want to talk about suffering. Woo-wee. You know, Yahushua said we should rejoice in tribulation. But let me tell you something. When you are suffering and going through something, you will find out just how much your family loves you. You will find out, your friends. You will find out who your real friends are. You will find out a lot of people's character when they go through suffering. A lot of wealthy people can't handle suffering. They can't handle the crisis of this, the economy. Their businesses shut down, their money start getting short and starting to smell funny. They don't want to be around. They're on a different level because they don't want to look poor. Especially if you was born into money and you've always had money, you never had to worry about money. You so used to going to the country club, ordering the best, they know your name. You have fancy car, fancy house. You don't even have care in the world. You don't even know what bills look like. You don't even go to stores. See, when you're wealthy, you don't even go to stores. You got people going to the store for you. You got the help going to the store for you. You got the help keeping your lawn clean. You got the help getting your house together. You got the nanny, got your kids. You don't do anything but just spend money. And a lot of wealthy people don't know how to suffer. And when they start to lose their business and they start to go through all kind of financial problems, instead of asking for help or looking bad with their friends, they will unalive themselves and the entire family. And I saw a story like that this morning about a wealthy couple in San Francisco going through financial problems. They decided, the wife decided to unalive herself and her husband and her kids because they didn't want to lose their house. She didn't want to lose her status, so she'd rather just unalive herself and her family. I remember when the whole crisis with the Y2K, when they were saying, everything was going to go back to zero, and a lot of people were selling houses, a lot of people were freaking out. Some people just unalive themselves. There are so many people, wealthy people, they don't feel like they need Yahuwah. They don't feel like they need Yahusha because they got everything. Why would you pray when you already got it? They don't think about salvation. They don't think about, eternal death. They don't think about repentance. I mean, if you even just listen to President Trump, he was like, I ain't never heard of no repentance. I don't think I'm going to go to heaven. He's thinking as a wealthy person. He's always been wealthy. He's always had a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never experienced not having any money. Yes, he went bankrupt on some of his businesses, but he never went out, never experienced not having money for a light bill or having money for a gas bill or not being able to pay your mortgage or pay your rent or a car note. He's never experienced that. And a lot of these Caucasian people, they've never experienced that. Some of them. Now you have some that are have experienced that. And that there's some that's going paycheck to paycheck, and especially a lot of these, people that are being furloughed through the government job. They're not getting no money. They haven't saved. They're struggling. And it's hard to get jobs out here. I mean, I was gone for several years and came back, and Yahuwah gave me a strategy. I just got rid of all my stuff. I sold everything, put all my money in my savings. I invested in many, many things. He told me how to invest. He taught me how to invest, what to invest, what to put my money in, CDs, in other things. I have a personal CPA. I prayed about everything that I do. And so I lived very minimal when I traveled in Africa. I lived off of just less than $500 a month. I didn't have to touch my savings. So when I decided to come back, I was able to be sustainable. I was able to come back and pick up where I left off because of the sound decisions that I made. You know, these people that are suffering, going through with just their EBT card not working. It's not, no more money on there because you've been taking advantage of the system. The EBT card or financial system or WIC or Section 8 or HUD housing, it was just to be temporarily. It wasn't supposed to be something that was supposed to be a lifetime. It was supposed to be temporarily for them to, just to get by, to get on their feet. But they've taken advantage of it for so many years. And now they just took that Band-Aid off and said, no more. Yahushua said we're going to be suffering. But we should rejoice in tribulations and suffering. You'll find out who really truly loves you when you're going through suffering. Do you really love Yahuwah when you suffer? Or you just beg and beg and beg and beg and beg and say, oh, why am I going through this? Woe is me. Well, because you're supposed to go through it. You ain't supposed to have no peace. You're supposed to go through trials and tribulation. That's what builds your faith. That what builds your trust in Yahuwah. The government ain't going to save you. Your job ain't going to save you. He's the one that's going to be the provision for you. I can say peacefully that Yahuwah has provided for everything that I need. I don't need anything. I'm not even on medication. And I'm like damn near 60. My body is almost like a 30-year-old. No ailments, no diseases. Never had one ever in my life. I don't watch horror movies. I don't watch porno. I don't listen to that R&B. I don't listen to all that stuff. I literally detox myself and read the word and listen to the word and listen to, educational stuff. But you'll find out who really loves you when you're suffering. You'll find out your family members, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, friends. Oh my gosh. You will find out. But a lot of these people that are very wealthy, they ain't going to humiliate themselves and humble themselves for help. They would rather unalive themselves. So let me ask you. You're going to go through suffering. That's what's going to build your character. Your character is what we see when nobody else sees it. Behind closed doors, don't beg your Father. He knows what you're going through. He said he won't give you more than you can handle. That you have to trust the process. You ain't supposed to be here forever anyway. You got cattle on 10,000 hills. You got a Father that don't need money to make sure that you are provided for. That's the kind of dad we got. We got a dad that loves us, that will provide for his children. All he asks is for obedience and love back, and to follow his Torah, to do what he asks you to do. But you got to be diligent in that. You got to be diligent in your walk with him. You got to trust him all the way. Don't look at the circumstances. Don't look at the situation. Just trust him. Because he's always going to be there for you.